Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted deeply? Not just disappointed, but blindsided. Like a rug pulled from under your feet while you were still smiling. So, what is betrayal really? Is it a lie? A broken promise? A shift in loyalty? Or is it something deeper? Something that shakes the very foundation of how we see the world and ourselves. Today, we're diving into the anatomy of betrayal, what it is, how to spot it before it strikes, and most importantly, how to overcome it without becoming bitter or closed off. Let's get started. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and you can catch the podcast everywhere you scroll and stream. We're talking Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and our home at Podbean. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because this isn't another podcast. This is a spark, your shift, your catalyst. We're diving deep into real conversations that help you grow, heal, and unlock your potential. If you want to be a guest, got something to share? Well, go ahead and hit us up. catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. Join the movement. Be the change. Let's build something powerful together. Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 115, The Quiet Knife, Understanding Betrayal and Building Resilience. Betrayal. Betrayal is one of those experiences that feel like a punch to the soul. It's not just about what someone did. It's about what they meant. It's the emotional whiplash of realizing that someone you trusted wasn't who you thought they were. Seneca once said, "A good character, when established, is not easily overthrown." But betrayal tests that, and it makes us question our judgment, our boundaries, and even our worth. Here's the kicker. Betrayal doesn't always come from enemies. It often comes from our friends, our families, partners, co-workers, people who have access to our unguarded selves. And that's where the true pain comes in. Let me tell you about a friend of mine. Let's call him Mike. Mike had a business partner that he trusted like a brother. And they built a startup together. They shared late nights. They celebrated wins. Then one day, Mike found out his partner had been siphoning money and preparing to launch a competitive product. Classic betrayal. But here's a twist. The signs were there. Avoidance of transparency, sudden changes in behavior, overpromising and underdelivering, and that gut feeling Mike ignored for months. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology said people often ignore the early signs of betrayal due to optimism bias. We want to believe the best in others, even when the evidence says otherwise. And you know that you've been in those situations, because I know I have. It's like ignoring the check engine light because the car feels fine. Spoiler alert, it's not fine. And neither is their friendship. So yeah, ignoring the warning signs because everything feels fine. That's how people end up stranded on the side of emotional highways, wondering how they missed the obvious. But once the smoke clears and the stings settle, we're left with a choice. Do we spiral into bitterness, or do we rise with wisdom? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." Now, that's not saying pretend it didn't happen. It's saying control your response. Control your response. You can feel the sting of betrayal without letting it define you. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So when betrayal hits, the path isn't revenge, it's reflection. It's asking, what can I learn? What boundaries need strengthening? How do I protect my peace without building walls? Here's the paradox. To protect yourself from betrayal, you need to be both open and observant. It's like walking through life with your heart in one hand and a shield in the other. Not easy, but necessary. Here are 3 quick tips to help you along on your journey. The first one is watch for patterns, not apologies. We've all heard it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. And maybe they didn't. But here's the thing. Intentions don't erase impact. One I'm sorry doesn't cancel out a dozen red flags. If someone keeps hurting you in the same way, their apology isn't growth. It's a reset button they keep pressing. Here's some real life insight. Think of someone who always forgets your boundaries. They're not forgetful. They're testing the elasticity of your tolerance. Epictetus once said, when someone shows you who they are, don't wish they were different. Accept it and act accordingly. The second tip? Trust slowly, but don't stop trusting. Here's where it gets tricky. After betrayal, it's tempting to build emotional bunkers and throw away the key. But that's not strength. It's fear in disguise. Vulnerability is strength, but only when it's paired with wisdom. And it's okay to take your time. Trust isn't a sprint. It's a slow dance. According to a study in psychological science, people who trust cautiously, not cynically, report higher emotional well-being and stronger relationships over time. So think of trust like Wi-Fi, right? Don't give out the password to everyone in the coffee shop, especially the guy who keeps asking what your Netflix login is too. I know, I'm sorry. Wasn't really a good one. I'll come up with better ones. Let's move forward with number 3. And this one's an important one because some of us don't have one. And you know what? It's about time we start creating one. Number 3 is keep your circle tight and your values tighter. Your inner circle should be like a well-curated playlist. Only the tracks that uplift, challenge, and respect you make the cut. Boundaries aren't walls, my friends. They are not walls. Boundaries are filters. And people who respect your boundaries are less likely to cross them. And if someone keeps pushing past your limits, they're not confused. They are calculating. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. So surround yourself with people whose thoughts and actions reflect integrity. Real life tip. Audit your circles. Audit your circles. Ask yourself, who energizes me? Who drains me? And then adjust accordingly. Because you're not being harsh. You're being healthy. And once you do that, make sure to like and subscribe this podcast. Or you know what? Reach back out to us and let us know how it's going. catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. Now, before we go, protecting yourself doesn't mean becoming cold. It means becoming clear. It's about learning to say, I love deeply, but I also listen closely. I forgive, but I don't forget the lesson. Because betrayal may be a chapter, but it doesn't have to be the whole story. Okay, folks, let's move on to our actionable exercise. Are we ready? All right, let's go. We are calling this one the trust audit. The trust audit. And we may have done it before, but if something works, why not do it again? All right, so here's what we're going to do. Take 10 minutes, okay? Take 10 minutes. Write down 5 people you trust the most. 5 people you trust the most. It may be hard to get there, but give us 5 people you trust the most. And next to each name, here's what you're going to do. Have they ever crossed a boundary? You're going to write this. Yes or no? Have they ever crossed a boundary? How did I respond? And do I feel vulnerable with them today? Do you feel safe doing that? Are you safe feeling vulnerable with that person? So again, 5 people you trust the most. And next to each name, we're going to ask, have they ever crossed a boundary? How did we respond? And do we feel safe being vulnerable with them? Then, what you're going to do is flip the lens, flip the script, wicka, 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 wicka. You're going to ask, are you trustworthy? Have you ever unintentionally betrayed someone's trust? What did you learn? So we're going to ask ourselves after those 5 people, we're going to ask ourselves, are we trustworthy? Have we ever unintentionally betrayed someone's trust? And what did we learn? Because this isn't about judgment. It's about clarity. Because when you think about it, clarity is the first step to healing. And with that, we'll close out with this. Betrayal hurts, but it doesn't have to harden you. With reflection, wisdom, and a little bit of grit, we can rise stronger, not colder. Remember, you are not defined by what you broke. You are defined by how you rebuild. That's it for today, folks. Please make sure to share our podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, TikTok for even more inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 115. We look forward to seeing you again next time for episode 116. Go be great.